Welcome back, Metalheads. We are finally there. The GIGA endgame version of the CoC Spark Spell Acolyte. Got everything going here. This is going to be super duper endgame, super expensive. I have other videos if you want to follow along for early league, mid, and endgame. This being the GIGA version, we're going to get right into it. So let's start with the skills. So first we're starting off with Into the Breach. Got Harmonic Remnants, Remnant Potency 3, and Catal's Rejuvenation. The Star's Answer, we really don't use this, but we can. We do get over 10k mana. We top out Overflow around 12k mana. But we really generally don't use this. Spellslinger, we have this in Weapon Set 2, a Dueling Wand, and we are putting Powered by Verisium, Energy Retention, Boundless Energy, and Efficiency 2. You could do the other Kalgaran skill where it gives you the block. I didn't like it so much because I was getting heavy stunned, so I'm not running it, but if you have enough reward to make the stun threshold high enough, you could go ahead and run that there. Frost Bomb, this is our main infusion generation tech. We have this set to Weapon Set 2. This is going to be Overabundance, Short Fuse, Spell Echo, Cooldown Recovery, and Magnified Area. Magnified Area is a flex. You could do the support that gives you the Remnant pickup range. And then we have our Spark, Rock and Pierce 3, Pinpoint Critical, Tull Stillness, Projectile Acceleration, and Zenith 2. And when we get a power infusion and grab all of our things, we can see we go up to 787,000 DPS, which is absolutely bonkers. I didn't think Spark could even go that high. Frostwall, this is our main Wither tech generation, and on-demand comets. At this level of the build, I don't use it that much because of the mana drain, but it's there. So we have Efficiency 2, Spell Cascade, Pinpoint Critical, and Fortress 2, and Withering Touch. Both bars. Mana Remnants. We have Remnant Potency 1, Harmonic Remnants 2, and Uhtred's Augury for the extra levels. We try to push this as high as we can to get the most amount of mana back and most amount of overflow. I generally like to play in overflow mana as I'm mapping and bossing. This helps us run both Purple Flames and Archmage and be able to pay for it. Remnants of Khalgr. This is one of the main ways that we are sustaining mana and life through Archmage and our Wrathpith extra costs. The more remnants we can put on the ground, the more remnants that we pick up gives us a flat 3% to both life and mana for every remnant we pick up. Here we're running Harmonic Remnants 2 and Remnant Potency 1. The reason we're running 1 is because we do not want to wait. That's the same reason for Mana Remnants 2. Charge regulation, we don't have anything in this. You could put one of the Uhtred gems in there. I think the one that has 0 effect to get even more here. I'll probably go buy one after I'm done making this video. We have our Despair here. We are running Despair for the Chaos Resist modifier. Since enemies have a base Chaos Resist of 0, we can actually push this lower than doing regular elemental resists, so that's why we're using that. And then we got Heightened Curse. We're using Diodre's Undoing for the Toads, Withering Touch, and Decaying Hex. The reason we're doing Toads is just for extra Wither application. Archmage, we are running at Series Communion. This makes the life cost for Reservation instead of Spirit, and then we're running Uhtred's Omen here to push this as high as we can. The idea is to get this so the additional cost is as low as possible, so you want to try to get this leveled up as high as you can. You also want to make sure it's not qualityed, because when you slot this in, you want to be at low life at all times, allowing you to use Pain Attunement. So cast on critical, we have our Comet here. You see level 34. We can push this higher by moving this Uhtred's around if we want. If I switch to blue flames, I'll do that, but for the most part, I've found that just staying purple flames and running mana remnants with the overflow is much more sustainable than actually running blue flames without moving a bunch of skill points around for more leech. We have our living bomb here. This is for fire infusion generation on top of the powered by Verisium that we're using, so this means that almost like 90% of our comets are fire infused, which they do a ton of damage. I have a Rakiatis flow here. You don't need a Rakiatis flow here. Spell Cascade works. This is the flex spot, but if you have a Rakiatis, definitely put it here. It's a big damage boost. Efficiency 2 and Zenith 2, just to keep the cost down, because these comets do get quite expensive. I think my current comet cost is like 420 mana per. If I start taking those supports out and running more of a damage setup, they get well over 1600 mana per comet, which is very expensive. So we have our stats here. We're on about 1500 life. That's not really important because we are going to be on low life anyway. We're pushing close to 8k mana and 182 spirit. Build needs 181 spirit, and we are pretty much res capped. I missed a couple percent here, but I'm going to call it good enough. Now the gear, we are running a Runeseeker's Call, Runic Fork. The only other upgrade I could do with this is to get a 6-socket one, which is crazy expensive. Or crazy lucky on a corrupt, but we're running the Alder's Legacy of Lifespring, Alder's Legacy for the +2. We are running the 1 Perfect Iron Rune for increased spell damage, 2 Mind Runes for mana, and 1 regular +1 level. For the focus, we are running a Wrathpith with a mana augment. This one has the life cost attached to it. Not a big deal because we're constantly picking up remnants, so it pretty much negates it in mapping. Even in bossing, even at the higher levels, you're doing so much damage that you don't even really need to hit your life flasks, but you may have to hit your life flask once. It's not a big deal. But we're looking for the mana double corrupt for the non-channeling spells. And for the helm, double socketed corruption with spirit. Looking to push mana as high as we can. And for the amulet, we're looking for +4 for all spell skills with the quality, with the caster quality mods. Max mana, spirit, and any resist you can get here. I have a absent amulet I've been trying to craft on, but I'm like 3,000 chaos orbs in and haven't really hit what I need to on that yet, so I would run an absent here if I had it ready to go. For the rings, we are looking at mnemonic rings. This one is a little more heavy on the resists. Max mana, increased max mana, and obviously the implicit increased max mana. Ideally, you would want this ring to look a little more like this one with the cost efficiency, with the max mana and resists. But I didn't hit the cost efficiency on this one, so having just one is enough. But having 2 is going to be better, obviously. For the body armor, we are running a triple-socketed Vile robe, and then we put the soul modifiers in there and hit the 2 T1 energy shield mods. I do think there's a better base to do this on, which would be the ES base for the chest that you get the rings. You could do the breach rings, the 60 breach rings in the Genesis tree. Because you can get 2 flat mana rolls on that. Haven't really looked into crafting on that one yet, but that would be the only thing that's better. That, or maybe an exceptional Adziri Regalia, helmets, the life cost ripped off, and the plus and the flat ES bonus on top of that. That would be the only 2 chests that would be better than this, and not much better. For the gloves, we're rocking idle hand section bracers. We're looking for the increased max mana. We have meta skills gain 25% increased energy here. It's not ideal. I would like to have max mana cost efficiency, And we have our boots, looking for res movement speed here with energy shield and max mana. And then for the belt, we have the Mage Blood. I'm running Quicksilver and Silver, and then 2 Legacies of Sulfur. Legacies of Sulfur for the extra damage. Mage Blood has a lot of utility. There's no right Mage Blood, but this one gives me a ton of damage, move speed, and skill speed. For the flask, we're running Levangias just for the constant mana regeneration. On weapon set 2, we are running a dueling wand, just a regular dueling wand plus the skill levels. We have this set up just so we can take advantage of Powered by Verisium. When we cast our Frost Bomb, when we cast our Curse, we go to our weapon set 2. We can get that stuff to pop, and keeps us filled up on infusions. This one, we have a max mana roll here, and then we just have a regular focus here. No plus skill levels. We're just looking for max mana and maximum mana. Now, the reason I've maxed out the mana as much as I have on weapon set 2 is that when we bar swap, there isn't a big difference. In fact, I have slightly more mana on weapon set 2 than I do weapon set 1. The reason for that is when we swap bars, we go from weapon set 1 to weapon set 2, and then we go back to weapon set 1. We don't want to be missing, a fifth of our mana pool. Now let's go over the passives. For the Ascendancy, we are going down here to Choice of Power for the Purple Flames. This gives us into the Breach with Purple Flames. We are running Chayula's Gift for the Chaos Res, and then we're taking 2 single points, one for the 11% increased Chaos, and one for gain 4% damage as extra Chaos. I want to go over the jewels first and what we're doing here. So we have a Heart of the Well, basically double damage is extra, and then mana cost efficiency. This is kind of a flex spot, like maybe if you have a Voices. I haven't got one to drop yet. So over here we have our From Nothing from Resonance, which Resonance is right here, right? So we can slot all these right here without being connected to our tree, and then we're taking advantage of that with a Time Lost Sapphire. So double crit damage and 1% increased maximum mana. The only way to make this better is if that radius was extra large. So, and then we come down here, and then we have our Flesh Crucible. This is how we're running Pain Attunement and getting all that extra damage. This is probably one of the better spots to take advantage of a time loss and a From Nothing diamond. But some highlights, we're pushing a lot of crit damage. We're pushing mana efficiency right here. We have mana efficiency here. Here is where we're getting our max mana and max life on Remnant pickup. We're doing this for the increased effect of Remnants to keep our Purple Flames hitting hard. We have Mind Over Matter. This allows us to use mana as our health pool. We're using Infusion of Power. This is how we generate power charges to make our charge regulation work. We're taking all the normal mana stacking stuff up here. Eldritch Battery, the extra intelligence, spell damage over here, crit chance, crit damage, and then we come down here and finish it all up with crit chance and crit damage here. And then obviously all this we're just filling in to take advantage of this Time Lost diamond. So that's the skill tree. Basically all we're doing is we are stacking as much mana cost efficiency as we can to make it where our comets are able to hit super hard with the Purple Flames and the Archmage and allow us to sustain that with just using basically mana remnants and picking up remnants. If you noticed in the tree, I didn't have a whole lot of energy gain. I didn't have a whole lot of increase to triggered spells, and the reason for that is you can overcast comets. The build at this point has enough damage to do 6-man content without having to swap to Blue Flames. You can swap to Blue Flames. It is a damage loss, but it's not a horrendous damage loss. So if you do that, you know, if you're not quite as geared up as I am, that works as well. But the build's done. I'm gonna have the Mobalytics updated. I'm gonna have links to the Discord, and we're gonna be doing some other build videos. We're gonna be highlighting some other builds that some of my friends have come up with, and I want to share them with everybody. So it's really a lot of fun making this content. I hope everybody enjoys it, and until the next time, we'll see you later.